Okay, zip this up, and now let's get into the goodie part. There is yet another pocket. That is, what are these two zippers doing here? Actually, I should mention, these are removable. These little things right here, they're actually removable. If you know how to put a lanyard on a camera, oops, then you can actually take these off. But putting them back on is actually a bit of a trick. If you're not too concerned about aesthetics, at least, it's a bit of a trick. If you just want to take it off because you're just curious about it or something, it's very easy to put back on. But if you want to make sure that it, stays nice looking, you might need to pay more attention to how you're doing it. But you can actually take them off and put on your own. Maybe have some, if you're into the paracord stuff, which I want to get into, but I just don't have any. I don't know where to buy any locally. I don't really like buying off the internet, but we'll see. I want to get into that stuff, which is actually one of the reasons why I bought a Zippo. That is one of the reasons why I bought a Zippo over all the other lighters. There are other lighters that have this feature, but the Zippo can sit there like a candle lit. So that's one of the reasons why I bought a Zippo. I could have bought another one that does the same thing, but also the Zippos, I'm also into collecting them. They have a bit more sentimental value often, generally. At least they can. I mean, anything can have it, but Zippos are just really cool. I don't know. You can say whatever you want to that. Sometimes this carabiner back here gets in the way of this zipper back there, but that's okay. I just open it up. Whoosh, that it is. First thing you're going to notice immediately is that bright light back there. You see that little blue light? This is in sleep mode. When I put this in the bag when I'm at school, I turn it completely off. Always. People are always complaining at the school, oh, I can't connect to the network. I can't connect to the student network. I can't do that. I can't take this test online because it won't let me. You want to know why? Because you never turn your computer off. If you turn your computer completely off between transitions to class, it is a bit tedious, yes. I do have to admit, it is a bit of a waste of time. I am usually one of the last people to actually get started on an assignment because I'm waiting for this to boot up. But I'm also one of the first people to get working on it because I'm not fumbling around with trying to figure out what's going on with the network. Alright? It works flawlessly. Anyway, yeah, so this actually is actually, supper's ready. You know what, honestly, I'm gonna go eat right now, and if I sound kind of stupid at the end of this video, it's because I might have lost my train of thought here, but I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, I am back. Dinner was pretty good. We had some sort of noodles and some bread that I've honestly never seen before. Pretty good though. They're shaped like a little square, so who knows what it is, but anyway. Yep. Pretty good, actually. So, yeah. Yeah. So, I believe I was getting ready to talk about the bag, when I was called downstairs to go eat. If you haven't noticed yet, the bag stays open at a 45-degree angle, as you can see right there. Lots of kids like this. What this actually allows for, you just open it up, it stays like that, and then you can open up your laptop and all that stuff. I don't know why people actually like doing that. Me personally, I think it's too bulky to have this set up. I do this setup. I do use it like this during lunch because I don't want to set it on anything greasy on the table. So that's that. I do use it like this with this setup here during lunch, but generally if I do that, I just tuck this flap underneath so it stays out of the way, and off I go. So anyway, and of course it's open and all that stuff, but I got it closer now because I do want to show you the laptop a few things about it. So these orange things down here, these are actually for grip, and as well they elevate it, and they're also removable. If maybe you have a netbook or something you want to use in it, which would be kind of ridiculous, but I guess technically you could. You can maybe use some of the extra room. You could probably move these over to the side and have a little bit of extra room here for a mouse. But anyway, these are removable, and you can see they're pretty thick. So let's put that back. And they got actually very strong Velcro on there too. You have no idea. That's pretty, not super duper duper strong, but it's strong enough. I don't see those wearing out anytime soon. Anyway, there's the bag out of the way. Also Also, I would actually like to point out something else I do carry in the bag. Sometimes I use this as for holding papers temporarily. You know, I don't want to fumble around with putting it in this pocket here, so I stick it in here just real quick. Keeps them somewhat nice. Generally keeps it nice, and sometimes I actually use the laptop itself as kind of a folder. I will just, I don't use it obviously permanently, but I'll open the lid, I'll put the papers in there, and I'll close it down, and it keeps them really nice. Keeps them really, really nice. Alright? And that way when I get home, usually when I get home, first thing I like to do is set this down, and sometimes I'll open it up, and when I open it up, I'm like, oh, those things, I gotta do this. So that's really nice. Anyway, this post-it note here is to cover up my name tag. They put name tags on these to allow us to identify them. You could peel them off. You could peel it off. It's not like permanently on there, but I'm not going to. I actually think that's there for a reason, so that way I think if I leave that on there, I'll be more likely to get this very same laptop next year. Because I have to give back to them at the end of the semester anyway. So anyway, if anyone's interested, I'm not going to do like a completely full review here, but anyway, this is the Dell Latitude E5400. Very nice laptop, kind of heavy, a bit on the heavy side. I would have liked it if they hadn't gone for something this nice. And because it's very restricted, you can't see that at all. It is very restricted, so I don't like that too much. Let's see what I can get. There's the CD drive right there. It also has a DVD drive and a DVD burner. No Blu-ray though. Right there's the SD card and the SD card dummy card. Those are your audio jacks. You got one. The one on the left is for headphones. The one on the right is for microphones. 2 USB ports, and that's where you plug it in. There's your Kensington lock. Now, you might notice on the back here, what is that? What is that big long piece? This is the battery. This is definitely worth some mention. If you are interested in getting a Dell Latitude, right now the Latitudes basically look exactly like this. All the models look like this, and they all use the same battery. I would highly recommend you go for the bigger battery. This battery is awesome. You guys have no idea. This is the most amazing battery I have ever used in a PC. Note how I said in a PC. Macs are very good too, but this is actually the best battery I've used in a PC. Now I've never really used a Mac to its limits, but for a PC, usually PC computers, they run out of battery often, very quickly. This is an excellent battery. It just hands down. I think this is, I believe this is the 8 cell. That is, I don't know. It's but they make another one that doesn't protrude out. It's flush, but it's obviously like, I think it's 2 cells less than this one, so it doesn't last as long. But if you want a more cleaner look, actually I do think this actually looks really nice. Or the whole setup. I will show it to you. Opened up here in a bit. But let me show you. Oh yeah, there's nothing else on this side besides. There's nothing else on this side besides air vent and some hinges and stuff. So it's a bit thick, as you can see. Not as thick as my Dell Inspiron 7500, but it's thick nonetheless. I missed that computer actually. I can't believe I took it apart. Oh well, such is life. Anyway, on this side, start out plain. Then you got your VGA port, your display port, Ethernet, and then you got, if you're still using primitive internet technologies, this is a rubber plug here. Pops out to reveal a dial-up, which is not connected to anything right now, but I do actually have a phone cable somewhat handy. It's nice and tangled, that's for sure. Yeah, this can plug into that. As you can see right there. Nice and good. Don't want to break that. Could come in handy someday, so don't want to break that. Anyway, let's put that plug back in so we don't... I wish they'd actually give you another plug for the Ethernet, because I don't see myself needing the Ethernet port at all this year. I mean, I've never used that before, so I wish they'd give you another plug for the Ethernet, just keep all the more dust out there. You got 2 more USB ports, because of the design. They couldn't put some on the back, so they just put some more on the side. I actually like this setup here, having 2 on either side. I'll explain why here in a bit. I don't want to make this too big of a review on the laptop. And there's your FireWire, and right here is your COM port, where you can put like a wireless card, an external wireless card, or even a little external hard drive will fit in there. In fact, at the National Spy Museum in DC, I've seen some drawers you can put in here to store money, which I thought was awesome. I actually considered buying it, but obviously everything in DC is overpriced, so I didn't. I held off, but I kind of wish I got it. Anyway, So that's basically the laptop out on the front here. You've got, let's see if I can hold this down and not accidentally peel it off. That's your wireless port, and your microphone is under the computer, which is messed up. Seriously, that's messed up. And right there is the release port, release button. So I will open it up so you guys can see it. It's actually it's a very beautiful laptop, but again, it's very restricted. I don't mind if you guys see my password. I don't care at all, one bit. It doesn't affect anything. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but I got my logo as the background. I've got this set to the 6th brightness setting, and when it's plugged in, it automatically jumps to the brightest. I mean, these just basically include your necessities, plus some other stuff. I mean, they came with Adobe Reader, Audacity, Google Earth, SketchUp. It came with SketchUp, which I thought was awesome. Obviously, I love SketchUp. Internet Explorer, which is not awesome at all. iTunes, which is handy, but it's not up to date, and I'm scared to update it because these computers are very unstable. But it is iTunes 10. It started out, though, being iTunes 9, though, obviously. Mozilla Firefox, Skype, VLC, and Webcam Central. Skype is a bit of a problem. And I'm sorry you can't see any of this, but over here in the top curriculum stuff, we got, like, Adobe After Effects. Some of this isn't actually accessible from home. If I could actually access that from home, that would totally be my new video editing software, I promise you. For the gear, but I can't. And I got Adobe Photoshop on here, all this stuff. You know, there's like nothing in... Oh, there's a leak again, hold on. Got that taken care of. There's a cup under it. You know, MS Paint. It comes with all this stuff. Although one thing I would like to ask, it doesn't come with Office, it only comes with OpenOffice, which is something I frankly hate, and I avoid using that as often as I can. There are some times where the teacher gives you a file, or gives you an assignment that actually requires that you use it, but I don't use Office. I don't use OpenOffice because it's not very, I don't like I have compatibility issues with it. What I use is straight up Notepad. It's fast loading. If someone asks me, you know, pull up a document, I go there, I open Notepad, it's immediately up, and you guys can see. It's by far the most simple text editor I've ever seen, and it works flawlessly. And it's got very good compatibility. Sometimes the formatting can be a bit off depending on what kind of screen you're using or the fonts and all that stuff. You know, it's mostly, if you want to keep the formatting, your biggest concern is the aspect ratio and the font. But it's actually very, very good. I use this as my main text editor. But one thing I would like to ask someday, why did they take off WordPad? I don't see WordPad anywhere on here. WordPad is just as compatible, but it's rich text. I don't see WordPad anywhere in here. Accessibility, blah, entertainment, no WordPad. If they had WordPad on here, that would be awesome. I would totally appreciate WordPad. I haven't talked about it yet, but I would like to actually ask one day, you know, where's WordPad? What did you do with WordPad? Because doesn't WordPad come on these? I think it does. So, I don't know what's going on there. So anyway, yeah, I'm not really going to get too much more into the laptop. I talked about it a little too much, more than I intended, and this is already a long video anyway. Trackpad, mouse buttons, your general stuff, you know. Right-clicking's been disabled on the desktop, but you can do it in other programs. Task Manager has been disabled, which is retarded. I've found myself needing that several times, and I have to end up, you know, force shutting down my computer, which involves holding on the power button for 5 seconds, and it just goes, and it's gone. It's like turned off completely. That was a stupid move of them to actually block that. Put that back to my wanted brightness. Alright, so that's really it for the laptop. Scoot this off to the, well actually I'll probably keep this in frame here. So that's it, and I'm just kind of showing you that. I wanted to show you actually, actually I did want to show you what this looks like with the Belkin Elevate Flow. So I'm actually going to adjust the camera to my eye height, to my, you know, eye level, and I'll get back to you. Alright, this here is basically my eye level. This is as close as I can get it. I would say this is pretty much dead on, actually. Open the laptop up. You know, and now I have to look down to use it. You know, I enter, like that. So, as you can see, this works, but honestly, just not comfortable. But when I'm at a desk, it's obviously a bit more elevated. You know, it's more up here, sort of, I guess, in relation to my eyes. But, you know, it still is kind of low for me. And it's not the Dell has started on their newer laptop models, so started to put angles on the keyboard. They haven't done that on these yet, so that's the problem there. Typing on it's okay, actually, like this. It's fine to type flat, I don't mind it, but I do prefer somewhat of an angle. Now I'm gonna actually, now I'm actually gonna put the Belkin Cool Light Flow on there. Real quick recap for my review. I'm actually not going to change the camera angle. I thought about doing it for a split second, but I'm not going to because I want you guys to immediately see the difference. But open, pull the cable out, although you really don't have to. Actually, you really don't need to use the cable because it still acts as sort of a cooler, even without that cable there. And carefully set the laptop on top of it. You guys can probably immediately tell the difference. I will put a before and after shot right now so you guys can better see the difference. But yeah, I mean, this is epically better. On here, actually, it is a little bit, kind of feels a little strange. Actually, let's adjust the screen a little bit. There you go, that's better. That is much better. So yeah, I mean, this is good. Although I don't use it, I don't use this configuration at home. I use this at school, alright? So that's that. I mean, typing on it feels much better. I can type on it as good as I want to now. I mean, you know, it just makes the overall experience better. And take this, plug it in with that built-in fan, you know. Probably can hear that going up there. That is really handy for, you know, keeping it cool and, you know, if you're doing a lot of really heavy processor use work on there, so that's that. So I'm going to go and unplug that and take all this down. By the way, this is it closed. Just thought I'd share that. Sorry, the tripod's a little bit lopsided. Let me actually readjust the tripod also. So hopefully that was more so able to get you guys an idea of what that looks like. So yeah, I've already done a full review on the Belkin Cool Elevate Flow. The only other problem I've had with it, I don't even think I mentioned cons, but once this did collapse on me, gave my computer teacher a scare. He's like, oh, because he's the guy who works on them, so he kind of like, whoa, what was that? What is that thing you got it on? And I'm like, oh, it did it did collapse on me though. That's the only issue I've really had with it. It's only collapsed once. I'm very cautious of moving. I'm very careful when I move the laptop or slide it around when it's on that thing. So that's that. One other thing I wanted to show you, I know this is like really long. I'm pretty sure this is multiple parts. I'll probably split this up a little bit, make it more manageable. Once I did, just for my own curiosity, sort of as an experiment, for one day I actually carried around with me at school. I actually carried this. Alright, I wanted to see what it was like to carry this thing around. This is the Apple keyboard, very thin, very slim profile. Had to carry it, just couldn't help. I wanted to see what the experience was like. And it, first of all, it was really nice during Spanish class to be able to sort of, I actually had two chairs. I kind of leaned back, almost kind of a laid down position, just using the computer. I know it's not like really good, but it was awesome. I had the Belkin thing going, I had this thing going. People were looking at me like I'm some sort of a geek, which is, you know, a good thing. Being geeky is good. But yeah. I haven't done that ever since though. I just wanted to try it out to see how cumbersome it was, and you know, in case somebody actually did want to carry one of these around. I will tell you though, it wasn't cumbersome, but it was a little bit tricky trying to maneuver around all the kids. Didn't get damaged though. It's still pristine, very nice condition, and I like it. Apple keyboard. See, there's the Apple logo right there to prove it. So yeah, I only did get to use it in that one class though, which is pretty funny. It does have USB ports on it, but they're not powered, so you can't use a flash drive with that. You can use a card reader, which is what I use mine for, those things for. Alright guys, that's it. I promise you. That is 100% it. I'm sorry about how long this video was, but just wanted to do everything type deal, so if you're still watching, thanks for watching. So, I'm gonna let you guys go now. If you do want to see a full review on this thing, like I said, you could probably call this video a review of this laptop. But if you want to see an actual review on it, request in the comments below. I'll try my very hardest to do one. But just thought I'd want to share with you everything I generally carry. So yeah, sometimes I'll carry a puzzle with me. just, you know, just to have, in case I want to pull it out to impress people. Last year, it was an excellent way of impressing people. Oh my gosh, I just start playing with the Rubik's Cube while on the way to dismissal, and like, people are just like complimenting me all over the place, like, whoa, you can do those? I'm like, oh yeah, I can. Yeah, I need to get back into, I need to really practice more Rubik's Cubes. Once I find my silicone spray, I will definitely lube it up, and once I get it lubed, I'll really be working at it. So I always buy that stuff and then it disappears. I don't know where it is. I had a perfectly good can and it's gone. Oh well. If I find it, it's probably downstairs in the basement. Someone might have moved it. I don't know. I actually had 2 good cans of it in my room, and both of them are gone. I don't know where they are. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go now. You're probably bored of this crappy video. It's not crappy, hopefully. It's hopefully a good video, but I'm going to let you guys go. Adios.